I think that the establishment is starting to turn on old Dr. Fauci. They seem to be trying to throw him under the bus. Not for the Wu flu stuff, no. You're still not really allowed to talk about that too much. The sorts of things that we've been talking about on this channel, how the NIH now admits that they funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan and created a virus that, as far as we know, is at least 97% identical to the virus that is infecting people around the world today. No, beyond that, I think that they would try and defend. Or they could. But when I see stories about Fauci funding research that tortured puppies to death, that's when I look at that and I go, oh no, they've turned on him. They want him out. It's just like when you saw Cuomo with the nursing home scandal. Cuomo got through the nursing home scandal just fine. He just sat there defiant and said, no, I'm not leaving. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm the greatest governor in America. I'm going to get a book deal about leadership and about how great I am, and I'm going to make millions of dollars, and I'm never going to apologize for killing all those people in nursing homes because I didn't want to use the field hospitals that Trump set up because that would, in my mind, make him look good. And so I'm just going to take all these sick people, hide them in nursing homes where no one will find them. Oh, and they're going to infect all the old people and get them killed. Cuomo was getting through that just fine. What took Cuomo down was, he was impolite to women. He made lewd comments to his female subordinates. He was a creepy boss. He touched women on the face at parties and made them feel uncomfortable. This is why Cuomo had to resign. That's what took down Cuomo. Not in his capacity as governor doing something which cost thousands of lives. It was doing something that looked icky and that made people feel bad. Because that's the way that our society works now. You can get canceled over something like that, but you can get away with murder. And that appears to be what's happening with Fauci right now. Fauci funded research that created a virus. Again, this is a fact. This is what the NIH, this is the official narrative now. The official narrative is Fauci funded research that created a virus that's 97% identical to the one that we're dealing with today. And potentially, that research led to the deaths of millions of people around the world. But that's not going to take Fauci down because he's a public servant. Yeah, he was doing his job. He was, he was conducting research. That is what they do. They do research. But then I see this story come out last night that says that Fauci funded research where dogs were not put down. They were sedated so that they could be have their heads put into like this tent where they were trapped with some flies or some bugs that were supposed to eat their faces alive. And I don't know what the purpose of the experiment was, and it doesn't matter, because the framing of the story is Fauci tortures puppies, and this is going around the mainstream media. The headline isn't Fauci funded controversial, experimentation, with dogs. No, they framed it as Fauci tortures puppies. I'm paraphrasing. That's not a direct quote from the headline, but it's pretty clear. There's a picture of dogs, laying down with a tent around their heads, and it describes, what I just told you, how they're being eaten alive. And what this looks like to me is an attempt to cancel Fauci, and not cancel him over the gain-of-function thing, because the gain-of-function thing is bad. But if he goes down for that, that will implicate a whole bunch of other people. It'll implicate all the people around him. They'll have to take down the conspiracy. Him, Peter Daszak, Francis, I forget his last name, Francis over at the NIH, all of his co-conspirators, all the people who, Deborah Birx, maybe, all the people who have gone along with the lockdown stuff. There will be ramifications for this whole last year and a half, 2 years. And a whole bunch of people will end up on the wrong side of history. So, this is going to keep getting worse until they get rid of Fauci. But Fauci can't go down for that. They need something else to distract from, just like with Cuomo in the nursing homes. If Cuomo went down for the nursing home scandal, he would have taken down Gretchen Whitmer with him. He would have taken down this Levine person, the so-called first female four-star admiral from Pennsylvania. They would have gone down with that. There would have been a whole bunch of people. The nursing home scandal would have affected the whole of the Democratic Party. But if the story is Andrew Cuomo is a lech, well, that's just him. It's a personal problem. He's a creepy guy. And so they can get rid of him, and nobody has to face any consequences. That's what they're trying to do with Fauci right now. They're not trying to take Fauci down because he did something that potentially cost millions of lives and caused a global pandemic. That's not what they're trying to take down Fauci for. They can say Fauci is a bad guy who hurts animals. Now, it's not 100% that this means that Fauci's going to be gone, but that's what this looks like to me. This looks like a hit job. Which doesn't mean that it's a good thing. I think that even if it worked for the Wu flu and all of this stuff, Fauci should go down for torturing animals. We should not. We have a society where we treat dogs better than rats, and you shouldn't do an experiment where you're torturing a dog. And that's just not something that we accept in American society. But obviously, that's nowhere near on the level with causing the deaths of millions of people. So if Fauci goes down for Puppygate, then all of this, the whole gain of function story can be swept under the rug because Fauci's gone, so there's no reason to talk about the gain of function thing anymore. It's irrelevant. Just like the nursing home story, as soon as Cuomo was out of office, bam, you never heard about the nursing home scandal again. And when people look back in history and they see, oh, this governor of New York resigned in 2021. What was that about? And then they'll read a little bit and they go, oh, I see. He was sexually harassing people. And then they move on. And nobody will ever know about the nursing home scandal. It's gone. It's erased from history. I mean, it's there if you really want to look, but people just breezing through, they're not going to find it. And that's what they're trying to do here. Those of us who are alive today in the here and now know that the reason why Fauci needs to resign is because of gain of function and the lies that he told about it. Even if he didn't lie about it, he should have resigned immediately. Guys should have been gone after the AIDS thing. From what I understand, I'm not an expert on AIDS, but I mean, it used to be that the left didn't like Fauci because they were very pro-gay. But I guess the gays have been thoroughly co-opted to where they don't even care that the guy who they used to view as a big villain for making AIDS worse. Now that he doesn't like Trump, well, he's an okay guy. And it's interesting. Don't think that there's this big cult of personality around Fauci. They can't take him down that easily. Remember Cuomo? Remember the I mean, you can barely call them memes, but they were technically memes on Twitter about people saying, oh, I'm Cuomo-sexual. Oh my gosh, every time Cuomo gets a press conference, I get this thrill running up my leg. There were people talking about Cuomo potentially replacing Joe Biden if he was cognitively unfit. These were very real discussions. Not that long ago, last year. And so Fauci's expendable. If Cuomo is expendable, the prince of a New York political dynasty, if they can just, sign him away and send him off into Siberia, they can do the same to Fauci. And when people look back in history and they study this period, and obviously Fauci will come up, they'll say, oh, he was this great avatar of public safety and all this stuff, and he told everyone to do the right thing, and a bunch of mean Republicans didn't listen, and so the virus was very bad, and a lot of people died because the Republicans didn't listen to Fauci. And then they'll see, Fauci had to resign, and then you read the fine print, and it's like, over what? Oh, he resigned because of some experimentation on dogs that was, politically incorrect. And so that's the purpose of this. I think that Puppygate is very much a distraction. People will be eager to jump onto Puppygate because people who already don't like Fauci are going to go, hey, look, here's one more thing that makes him terrible. And some other people might start to jump, and that will make it work. The anti-Fauci people are kind of the foot soldiers in this putsch against the gain of function scandal in trying to bury it. So, with that said, everybody should keep their eye on the ball. We've pretty much uncovered most of this, but we want full confirmation that the NIH created not just a virus that's 97% identical in Wuhan, but created the virus in Wuhan, which we were told erroneously emerged from a wet market, a few blocks away from the lab. So, I will see you folks back here tomorrow.